Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you grabbed a snack, stayed for a while and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you can tell by the title of the video, today we're going to do a blush video. I decided to pull out every single blush I have purchased since the beginning of the year. So we're halfway through the year already. You know, it's June.
Holy guacamole.
Half of June is already gone. So I decided to pull them out and not rank them, but just give you a quick review of every single one of them in case they're on your list for the next Sephora VIB sale or any other sale that you are waiting to happen. We are yet again filming on my phone. I'm having some technical difficulties. So my laptop updated and I figured out a way to where I can upload my images from the SD card into my laptop and then straight into my iCloud on my phone, which is what I use to edit my videos. Well, the update ruined that and I can't figure it out. I'm not tech savvy. I never have been. My husband is the tech savvy one. He saves me a lot of headaches. I did purchase a SD card adapter where you can transfer your images straight from the SD card to your phone, but of course that's not working. So yeah, so that's going on. That's why we're on my phone again, but I really wanted to keep the content going because YouTube really does ding me personally anytime I don't upload. So the show must. Okay, let's go ahead and start applying these blushes on my face. Okay, my lovelies, so I have 13 different blushes that I have purchased since the beginning of the year. It's totally crazy, isn't it? Okay, so since I am using my phone as my camera, I will just pop up a picture either here or here. When I edit, it's usually when I pick which side of the product, and then that way you could see the price as well. Okay, we're going to start with this one, which is, I think, the first blush I reviewed for this year, and it's a drugstore one. Well, it's not drugstore. It's an affordable brand, Undone Beauty. Now I compared this to the Danessa Myricks, the little cheek palette that she has in her line, and it's a very, very close dupe to it. Definitely a much cheaper price. Formula is still just as beautiful. And yeah, I actually do really enjoy this, and it sucks that I haven't picked it up in quite some time because it's a really, really good formula. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to mix these two, and this dark shade is pretty pigmented, so tread softly. This is the BK Beauty 112, and I'm not currently powdered. Oh, you see that? I will put everything down below of what I have on the rest of my face, but like I said, I'm not powdered, and I do have just the tiniest bit of bronzer. But do you see that? So pretty. It blends pretty nicely. It's not as sticky as the Danessa Myricks Balm Cheek palette, and it's a lip product as well. But yeah, so nice. Blends out like a dream. Really, really, really good. And it's a super affordable blush. And you get 3 blushes and a highlight. At least you do in this one. I don't remember if they have a highlight in every single one, and I think there's 3 or 2 different variations. Okay, next one is the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wand. I have it here in Pillow Talk. So this formula is okay. It's nice, but it's not my favorite. And I didn't fall in love with it like I thought I was going to. Just for some reason, every single time I put this on, I feel like I have a hard time blending out the product. This is the Sephora 96 brush. I don't have a lot of brushes for cream products, like blush brushes, so I will be wiping the brushes in between products. Yeah, I don't love it. Like, I almost feel like it looks a tiny bit patchy. Am I imagining things? I don't know. It's just not my favorite. Every time I use it, I always put a powder bronzer on top. I mean, powder blush on top. I just have to. But yeah, there it is. Let me know if you tried the Charlotte Tilbury and if it's your favorite. So many people rave about it and I'm not one of those. All right, next one is the Milk Makeup Blush. Now this isn't a like newly launched formula. They did add more shades to their range this year, but I do not have one of the new shades. I picked up just a shade that called out to me and it happened to not be a new shade. This is in Quark and it's a very beautiful, I don't even know how to describe it. Why haven't I swatched any of these? Okay, so these two are undone. This is that dark shade and then this is the top shade. I use both of these together, and then this is Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm going to swatch the Milk Makeup Quark. You can tell the kind of shades I'm attracted to. Okay, so for this little stick, I actually pick it up straight from the stick. So this is the BK Beauty 112. I think these are the only two brushes I'm probably going to alternate in between. It's pretty pigmented and it blends out very nicely. Now this BK Beauty brush, it's small and it takes a little bit longer to blend out the product, but it does a really good job, especially with cream blushes. So I have been enjoying it when I want precision with my cream blushes or liquid blushes. But do you see that? So pretty. It matches the M&M blush as well. Love it. It does stay a tiny bit tacky, but if you put a good amount of product, depending on the shade that you get, and powder on top of it, it still peeks through the powder, which is great. Okay, so as you can tell, I'm doing like the cream and liquids first. Next is Surratt, and they sent over a very generous PR package, and they did send over 2 of their liquid blushes and 2 of their powder blushes. It was my very first time trying Surratt. It had been on my radar, and the new bronzer that they just launched, it's a cream bronzer. I did actually end up purchasing it. I wasn't sure, but I saw a reel of somebody trying it and it pulled me in and I just purchased it. So I am hoping it's really good because so far everything I have tried from the brand is great. I'm even wearing the dewdrops today. Okay, so this is in the shade Parfait and it's like a pretty pinky shade. It's a pretty liquidy kind of consistency and it is a tiny bit on the sheer side. I feel like when you blend it out, it does disappear just a tiny bit. Actually, I'm going to use the BK Beauty 112 because it's smaller and I can be more precise. I feel like the Sephora is fluffy and it might just make more of the product disappear than I want it to. But so pretty. Like even though it's a tiny bit on the sheer side, it still pops up nicely. I definitely saw reviews on this blush from when it first launched. A lot of people really enjoyed it, but I haven't seen anyone talk about these since. You see that? So pretty. Okay, I have 3 more cream / liquid formulas. Let's go in with the Makeup by Mario next. So this is the Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil. This is the same formula as the Skin Enhancer, which I do own and I enjoy, but I am not, like I don't love it. I feel like some people have fallen in love with that formula and I'm just not one of those people. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I was so excited when he announced this. This is a recent launch, by the way. But I did want to try the formula out for you and let you know if it's worth your money. I just feel like the formula is a little bit on the sheer side for it to be $30. Okay, so the Sephora 96 brush, and I think what I'll do is I'll put this side, the Makeup by Mario, this side, the other cream blush, and then like close to the apples on my cheek, the front portion, the liquid that I have. I did put a tiny bit of foundation on top of that blush that I already had. Okay, so Makeup by Mario. This is in Barely Blushing, which I feel is one of the lightest shades. There's like a nudie. It's like a nude honey light shade. Okay, and as you can see, it's a very light, minimalistic kind of blush. It's pretty, don't get me wrong, it is pretty, but I'm just not These kind of formulas I'm not in love with because I do have to powder them. Have I tried this on top of powder? I don't think I've tried it on top of powder. It would be nice if it did work well on top of powder. But yeah, it's a very pretty one. I would not leave it like this. I would powder this down. Okay, here is the swatch of the Makeup by Mario. Of course, I forgot to swatch it, so I just swatched it really quick. Okay, now we're going to jump into another fairly recent launch, and it's not my favorite. When it comes to balmy textures, it's not for me. So this Pat McGrath one, I think it's called the Divine Blush Color Balm Blush Stick. And I have the shade Sun-Kissed Seduction, which is one of the darker shades. It's a balm. It is a balm blush. It is, and I don't enjoy balm blushes without them being powdered. I just don't. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I do. I tried already once wearing this without powdering on top of it. It did not go well, not at all. Okay, so the Sephora 96 brush, and it's gonna go right over here. I forget that I have a mirror right here. And you can see it's such a pretty color. The formula is nice. It blends out very, very nicely. You see there's already a hair stuck. I have had no issues with the formula itself. Just these kinds of products are not for me because I have to powder it down. Like I mentioned, I did already try and not powder it, and it didn't go well. I was annoyed the whole day. My face felt sticky and balmy, and it was just not a good feeling, but it looks beautiful. Okay, and the last liquid blush is the Cloud Paint from Glossier. So Sephora now carries Glossier, and that is why I have this in my collection, because I picked up a couple of high elevation problems. You see that? All of this blush is gonna be wasted. Let me pull. It's like I can't even touch the tube because it just starts spilling out. Oh, I just made a huge mess on my mirror. Hopefully it didn't splatter anywhere else. Hold. Okay, so here is the swatch for the Glossier, and as you can tell, it's a very beautiful orange, bright orange, like an orange. I would say it's definitely a good amount of pigment, so tread softly, especially if you have one of the darker shades. This does stain your fingers and your skin, so yeah. I'm just gonna apply some to the brush, almost like if it was a stick formula, because I feel like it dries down pretty quick. So Sephora 96. So pretty. I've been wanting to pick up another shade in this formula, but I just haven't because it is the year of the blushes. And I have already purchased so many that I don't need anymore. And I didn't even purchase every single blush that got launched since the beginning of the year. Like it blends out so beautifully. Definitely enjoy this Glossier formula, and it doesn't stay too sticky. That's a good part. Did I powder it? I think this formula works okay on top of powder. So last time I powdered and then I laid down the blush on top of the powder. Do you see that? So pretty. Love it. Okay, so the rest of the blushes are powders. Let me go ahead and fix my face so that I'm kind of a blank canvas again. Okay, so apparently I'm a liar. I forgot about the Danessa Myricks blush. I already powdered, but it's okay because this actually works decently on top of powder. So it's the Yummy Skin blush. Basically the same formula as her balm powder, and Jubilee is the shade that I have. So this one, I think I'll put it on like right here. It's a pretty pigmented formula, so tread softly. I should probably swatch it. Let's go on the other side. Right here. Okay. BK Beauty 112. So I put just the tiniest bit because it is a pretty pigmented formula. You see that? So since we are now moving into powders, I think I'll be able to apply all of the blushes on me without having to take them off. It's a pretty formula. It blends pretty nice. I don't know if it's my favorite formula. I think maybe if I got a different shade, but you know what? This is a pretty shade. I didn't fall in love with the formula. I love her powder balm. I have the universal shade, so I haven't really used it like as a foundation, but it works so well with keeping my oils at bay. Oxalate is the ingredient that is in this, and it just works so well with your skin. I do enjoy this. Okay, so the Chanel Eye and Face palette. This one has 3 blushes right here, and then a highlight. I decided to include this in here because I did try a Chanel formula for the first time this year. This one, I do use it as a blush, but with a very dense brush. I can also use it like as a bronzer. For today, let's go ahead and use these 2 blushes. I totally forgot I had this. I really do enjoy this. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful palette. Chanel did such a good job. The price is definitely worth it because you get 3 different blushes. If you're fair-skinned or close to my skin tone, a very light natural bronzer, 2 blushes, and a highlight. And you can also use these on your eyes. So great. Great price for what you get, especially if the whole palette works for you. So I'm just gonna jump into these 2. This is the Soft Cheek from Sonia G, and I have 2 of these, so I'll be able to alternate between the 2. So I'm going to apply this on top of that Danessa Myrix because I totally forgot I also had this blush palette to try out for you all today. So pretty. I've been really enjoying this palette. I don't know if you could tell. I'm not getting hard pan on mine like some other reviews or like follow-up reviews I have seen. But the one thing I do notice is if you don't powder before you apply your powder blushes, you're gonna get hard pan because some of your foundation transfers onto your brush, and then once you dip it into your powder blush, the oils and everything, that formula gets into the blush. So I feel like that's why you get hard pan. Here are the swatches for the 2 Chanel blushes that I used. And as you can tell, it almost looks blurred, doesn't it? Yeah, the formula is just so nice. It really just leaves your skin looking so soft and almost airbrushed. One of my favorite things about that formula. Okay, Make Beauty. So they are a brand that is not talked about enough, and more people need to talk about them. They just launched some eye contour sticks. It's pretty much like a matte eyeshadow stick. I was intrigued. I was pulled in by the advertising, so I purchased 2 shades. They did come out with a couple of other formulas since my last make video, so I will be doing a Make Beauty update video where I try and put on everything that I own from the brand. I think it's a great brand, especially if you have similar makeup taste to myself. It's a really good brand, and it's also sold at Saks Fifth Avenue, FYI. So this is the Skin Mimetic Micro Suede Blush in Fuchsia Flush. So the whole Skin Mimetic is supposed to kind of act like a skin. So a lot of their products are pretty light and very like skin-like, and I think that's why I enjoy the brand. So here is the shade. I know it looks scary in the pan, but it's not. Sonia G Soft Cheek Brush. I will be wiping these in between blushes. I only have 2. So there it is, and it's gonna go right here. Another formula as well that almost blurs your skin. You see that? So pretty. I also feel like sometimes brushes do really matter when it comes to blush application, when it comes to any application, honestly. So invest in some brushes that work well with your skin. I'm not saying they have to be super high-end like Sonia G, but if you find a brush that makes products look seamless on your skin, purchase a couple of more so you can have multiple of that brush that just applies like a dream. You see that? So pretty. Okay, here is the swatch of the Make Beauty, and as you can tell, my skin looks soft, almost airbrushed. Not as pretty as the Chanel, but pretty close. Okay. Dior is next. This is the Rosy Glow in shade 006 Berry, a recent launch. They basically just added more shades to the line. I never tried the original peachy and pink tone shades, but I was excited to try this one. I feel like the new colors are more my kind of jam than the original too. The Sonia G Soft Cheek, I already wiped it. This one's pretty pigmented, so I tapped my brush. And this formula is also very pretty, soft, a little bit glowy, but it melts into your skin and it leaves you looking pretty much airbrushed. So pretty. Are you seeing that? I've really been enjoying this Dior blush. So pretty. And this color is beautiful. It's making me want to pick up another shade, but I just haven't. You can definitely tell that I've used it. Okay, we're looking so blushy and so pretty. Here is the Dior 006 Berry swatch. Also looks like a glowy, but airbrushed as well. My skin feels and looks very soft. It's a very beautiful, soft formula.
Okay, Gucci.
Gucci came out with some new shades, and that's why this is in this video. True Pink 07, I believe this is now available at Sephora if you've been waiting for it. Very pretty blush. I've been enjoying this, as you could tell. Yeah, I've used this. The Gucci is almost completely gone. Okay, wiped my brush. And this formula is the same, very softening. It just blurs your skin. It's a very beautiful formula. Also did an amazing job. If you're in between this one and the next one that I talk about, they're pretty much very similar, almost identical. And one is, I believe, $10 less or maybe more. But do you see that? So pretty. This shade in particular, I did not think I was going to love because I felt like it might be a little bit too on the cool tone side, but it actually blends beautifully into my skin and I can make it work very nicely. So pretty. I keep forgetting to swatch on camera with you all. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that on purpose. I'm swatching with my left hand and I'm right-handed, so this is difficult to do. It's probably why I keep forgetting. But yeah, this formula is so soft. Okay, just two more blushes. Next one is Armani Beauty. So did they come out? Yeah, these came out this year. They're like a recent launch. This is shade 51 Amore, I think is the name of the shade. So it's a pretty pink, like a rosy pink. Formula literally almost performs identical to the Gucci that I just used. The other brush, I did wipe it off. Wait, did I? I'm going to apply this one to this cheek. And also a very beautiful, soft, blurs your skin, gives you a tiny bit of glow kind of formula. Performs pretty much identical to the Gucci, I'm not going to lie. Oh my gosh, I am so blushed out and I love it. Don't like my cheeks almost look like I have the same products on each cheek. Maybe this one's a tiny bit more on the Barbie pink side. Okay, and last but certainly not least, hold on, let me grab my foundation and brush and just clean it up a tiny bit because this is probably the makeup I'm going to wear for the rest of the day. All blushed out. Okay, and then here is the swatch for the Armani. I forgot to swatch it for you all. Okay, last but certainly not least, Surratt. So like I mentioned earlier, they sent me over powder and liquid blushes. This is the powder blush. What is it called? Artistique blush. This is in Cantaloupe. Okay, beautiful orangey cantaloupe orange blush. Great for summer. And this is gonna go on my nose because I have nowhere else to go. I'm putting just a tiny bit of the Make Beauty on top of that, so it matches the rest of my face. Okay. Oh, let me swatch it. Let me go ahead and finish off, like just get me all situated, hair and whatnot. And then I can come back. This is Surratt right here. Very soft. Okay, my lovelies, here is the completed face. I just went ahead and did mascara, my brows, and lips. I will have everything listed down below. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun. I mean, when it comes to blushes, I love blushes. If I had to pick a favorite category, I think it would be blushes. So these are all of the cream blushes I purchased, cream and liquid. And then these are all the powder blushes. And as you could see, my cheeks look very airbrushed right now and glowy too. I didn't put any highlighter on. So pretty. My cheeks look so good right now. I'm not taking this makeup off till the end of my day. We still keep getting blushes too. Summer Fridays, the stick blush that they just came out with. Say, the little like multi-purpose pan compacts that they came out with. There's definitely blush shades in there, and we're still getting blushes, and I'm just like, can you stop? Because I want them.
Oh.
So, yeah. Okay, so let me know down below if you own or if you purchased any of the blushes that I featured in this video, and I would love to know the shade too. Also, if you are enjoying it or hating it, and if you feel like you wasted your money. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly means the world to me. Thank you for being so understanding. You know, I'm filming with my phone right now until I figure out the issue. But I feel like last time it was fairly quick when I figured it out. So I'm hoping it goes the same for this time. Okay, well, with that being said, I would love it if you gave this video a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and you would definitely help me out in the algorithm of hopefully bringing some new and fresh eyes to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you joined my small YouTube family by clicking the subscribe button. I would love to have you. Okay, my lovelies, I will see you all on the next video.